rather than confronting it, getting up close and personal with it? Are you dancing around your fear? A lot of people don't want to confront their fear. Not surprisingly. It's uncomfortable to confront our fear. It's uncomfortable to feel afraid. But the thing is, and I've talked about this before, the majority of people don't really have a fear of physical harm. That's true fear. True fear is when you're walking down the road and the mountain lion jumps out and you're face to face with bodily harm or the potential of bodily harm, right? There's a mountain lion there and he starts coming at you. That's true fear. What most of us call fear is actually just our thoughts about something in the future that might happen. And those thoughts might be based on the past, something that happened that we didn't like, and now we're afraid it's going to happen again. But that fear is just us thinking about what we think might happen in the future that we don't want to have happen because it's uncomfortable and it's scary. So what we do is we dance around it. Now, we can't really dance around the mountain lion. We could dance around the mountain lion, but the likelihood is the more we dance around the mountain lion, the higher the likelihood that he's going to come after us, right? If you have a fear of spiders, you could dance around your spider, right? If you have a fear of failure, though, fear of failure is up here. It's not something physical. It's not a spider. It's not a mountain lion. It's all up here. So if you have a fear of failure, then you may never try anything. You may never take bold action, be courageous towards doing anything that you want to do that you think you might fail at. That's dancing around your fear. So rather than feel the fear of failure, that you might fail, you avoid everything that might possibly put you in a position of failing. That's dancing around your fear. Because that fear of failure is up here. It doesn't actually exist, right? It's not, you're not afraid of bodily harm or death or anything like that. So that fear is existing in your head and you are dancing around it by not doing anything that allows you to succeed. Because of course that's the opposite of failure, is success. So I started thinking about this idea of dancing around your fear about almost 2 months ago now, not quite 2 months ago, when I went to Germany to see my son dance. So many of you know that I have a son who's a professional ballet dancer. And he was dancing in a piece by Pina Bausch, choreographed by Pina Bausch, called, and I'm not going to pronounce it correctly, but Iphigenie of Tauris. And my son had one of the two major parts for the male dancers. And in the second scene, when the curtain rises, what you see is this beautiful scene that's very simplistic. There's a background that almost looks like marble wall or some kind of stone wall. This happens in Greece, or takes place in Greece. And there are all these women who are kind of like priestesses. There is a priestess, and these are like her, I don't know, underlings, I don't know what to call them, these other priestesses, and they're sitting around a hole, a physical hole in the stage. It's a square hole, and that hole is 3 meters deep, or 10 feet deep. And they're sitting on it, and some of them have their arms hanging, down into the hole, or their feet are hanging in, or they're just kneeling next to it. And this is where the scene takes place. And my son, who comes on afterwards with the other male dancer, they do a pas de deux. I'm not pronouncing that correctly either, but the two of them dancing together. And then the one goes off stage and my son dances. And they dance around this hole, which is enormously deep enough to really get hurt if you fall in it. And at one point, my son has to dance backwards. So he's dancing backwards towards the hole and he can't see it. And another point, he runs around it and runs to the back where he has a very narrow little space to dance. And between him and the audience is the hole. And he has to dance there too, turning and all that stuff. So while this is all very interesting, here is the most interesting part about it, and that is that my son has a fear of falling. He says he's not a fear of heights, it's a fear of falling. And so for him, this hole, dancing around this hole, brought up all kinds of fearful emotions, anxiety about falling into the hole while he was dancing. Excuse me. And so there was nothing he could do about it. He had to dance the part. So he had to really confront his fear. And that's what most of us don't want to do. We want to dance around our fear. So he had to literally dance around his fear. But in order to dance around his fear, he had to embrace his fear. He had to dance with it. What he did was every day he walked around the edge of the hole. He ran around the hole. He got so close as he walked round and round the hole that his toes would touch the edges, right? Would curl over the edges. And before the curtain would come up, he would rehearse his solo part, and then he would go back and walk around the hole again, walk around the hole, getting as close as he could to the edge, confronting that fear. And then he would dance with it. Yes, he felt the fear, but he would dance anyway. He danced with the fear, he embraced it, and he did what he needed to do. He performed. He didn't let the fear stop him. Most of us let the fear stop us. We don't want to do that. We want to go walk around the hole. We want to walk around that hole. We want to sit in the, with our legs dangling into the hole. We want to lie on our stomachs with our hands, our arms in the hole. We want to get a ladder and climb down into the hole and sit in its depth and experience it. Because when we do that, when we get super familiar with what we are afraid of, when we confront it, we get close to it, we look it in the eye, we can embrace it and we can dance with it in a different way. We can dance with it. We don't have to dance around it. And that's what he did. And when I came back from Germany and watching him dance, that was what I was left with, was this amazing feat. The ballet alone was amazing. His part, the way he danced it, his performance was amazing. But was even more amazing to me, because I knew what he had to go through to dance that part, was the fact that he didn't just dance around his fear, he danced with it. And that's what I want to challenge you to do today. I want you to get super familiar with what it is you're afraid of. Realize that it's happening up here. For him too, it was happening up here. Of course, if he fell in the hole, he did face physical danger. So his fear of falling actually was more concrete than most of our fears. The fear of failure is not a concrete failure. Not a concrete fear. So I want you to get up close and personal with what you're afraid of. So you have to first decide what it is you're afraid of. Get very clear what it is you're afraid of. He wasn't afraid of heights. He was afraid of falling. There's a difference. I said there wasn't. He said there is. In his mind, there's a huge difference. He can go somewhere high and be up high without fear. But when he thinks of falling, he's afraid. So what is it that you're thinking about that is making you feel afraid and stopping you from moving forward with life, with dancing through life? Confront that fear, get comfortable with it, learn all about it. You may never get rid of the fear, but stop assuming that you have to let that fear stop you. That's the challenge, is don't let the fear stop you anymore. Take courageous action. Bold action. Courage is bold action. Courage is an action. It is not a thing you wait for. So don't stop waiting to feel courageous and take some bold action. Walk around your hole. Walk around your hole. Climb into it. See what it's like in there. And then come out and dance with your fear. And stop dancing around your fear, which doesn't help you live to your fullest. Doesn't help you fulfill your potential. So that's it for today. My challenge to you, dance with your fear, not around your fear. I'm Nina Amir. I'm the Inspiration to Creation Coach. I help people get from where they are to where they want to go without anything getting in the way. The thing that typically gets in your way of success is you. If you want to get to the next level for you, if you've had some success and now you're wondering what the next level is, if you are wanting more meaning in life, more connection, alignment with something bigger than you, but you know that there's more. You know that there is something more for you. There is another level. There is a way to be the next version of your best self. There is a way for you to be successful, not just with money and things, but to be successful in a connection with something higher, with your purpose. Then please fill out the application. Click on the link above, go to the sales page, fill out the application for a free strategy session. Yes, it's a sales page, but if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's an application for a free strategy session with me. Get on my calendar. You'll fill out the application, you'll hit submit, you'll be given a prompt to get on my calendar, and we will get on the phone or on Zoom or Skype for 60 to 90 minutes, and we will talk about how to get you to the next level. Okay, how to help you step into your best self, how to help you fulfill your purpose, how to help you achieve more success. And that's something more that you're searching for that would make everything feel like it was working for you. So if that's of interest to you, click on the link, scroll to the bottom of the page, fill out the application, get on my calendar, and I will talk to you soon. And we'll figure out how to help you achieve more inspired results. Until then.